All right, welcome back to Denoised. We're going to do our weekly roundup again, try this format, let us know what you think of it. We're going to talk about new updates in the last week or so in the AI world, more targeted towards filmmakers and Hollywood.
As the broader AI world, there's a ton more, but we think that these are going to be specifically useful for all of you to sort of just be aware of.
Yeah, keep it on your radar. Some of these might actually be very useful to use right now. Some of these might be things that are very early papers, but, good stuff to keep on your radar that is going to happen a few weeks from now to a few months from now.
Yeah. And it's a rapidly evolving world, yes. Needless to say.
All right, the first one, and this one I'm still trying to get my head around.
Yeah.
Claude Artifacts. And so this actually came out last week, but we'll talk about it this week. Claude Artifacts is basically, Claude is known for being pretty good at coding. This is now, you can just type a prompt into your regular Claude chat. And if you want to build a reusable web app, it will build the web app for you and make it into a form that you could deploy online and just have a link to and share the link and people can use it.
Yeah, I think Cloud Code is the AI vibe coding app from them.
Yeah, I mean, they're known for being pretty good at coding, but usually it's like built into Cursor or Bolt or one of these other programs that if you're doing more complicated coding, these apps use, now Claude has pretty much kind of just done the whole thing in one. I'm not a coder. I'm sure there are limitations to how complex this can get.
Yeah.
But if you look, they have an inspiration artifacts pack, and some of them are pretty wild. An Anthropic office simulator. So I mean, this is like a 3D space simulator that was built from, they have the prompt that it started with.
Yeah, it's crazy that, this is now just an AI generated thing and we take it for granted.
You just tell it what you want.
Literally 5 or 6 years ago, somebody showed me a web-based office walk around environment visualizer, and they thought it was so groundbreaking that they were demoing it.
Oh yeah,
and now you can just build it in AI.
Yeah, it's like I think that's why I'm trying to wrap my head around what little things. Like I feel like this would be useful for, especially if you're kind of the more technical, like nerdy person on the team, and the rest of your team is not like that into AI stuff as you are. Building little apps or something that can help speed up the process, but is a easy to use interface that you can just share with the team. So
don't even tell them.
Right. Something like, we do use a lot of summarizing and writing stuff with the transcripts of this podcast.
Yeah.
And it's sort of built into like all these automations and stuff. But it could just be, hey, upload the transcript text file. And then in the back end, it adds all of reformats it into the YouTube description and titles and all that stuff. And then just spits it out as a web app that anyone on the team can use.
Yeah. It's like a nice front end GUI into a more complex back end. And
but you don't have to know how to build
wrap the freaking
wrapper,
API.
An API wrapper. Yeah, it is a glorified Claude API wrapper.
Yeah. Did you know, fun fact, this is what I heard and read on X somewhere, that Anthropic wasn't even trying to work on Cloud Code. It was like a side project they didn't really care about. And now it's like the best vibe code application.
Yeah, it's just accidentally they happened to build the best out of all the LLMs. Like theirs is like one of the best at coding. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I also think they're one of the best at writing. Too.
Yeah, their LLM in general is really good. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm looking at, they have dashboards. I'm trying to think too for like editing tasks or something, if you get a CSV out of like a CSV converter or something on your team, if you get EDLs or CSVs, how can you convert that? How can you clean up data? Simple tools like that, but I'm sure there are going to be a lot more complex tools. Draw a perfect circle game. You click your mouse and draw a circle. Oh, that's terrible. And 74. All right.
But these are so time intensive and labor intensive to build manually.
Yeah, and the prompt for this is, I want to build a draw a perfect circle game. User should be able to draw a circle, and Claude can judge if it's perfect or not. I want this game to be full screen immersive.
Yeah, I mean,
and that was it. That was the prompt, and it built this whole thing.
Needless to say, obviously this is not gonna, take jobs away, because nobody's trying to build a draw a perfect circle app.
No, these are things where it'd just be too ridiculous to spend money on a developer to develop this, but it's something that you could spin out in 10 minutes and maybe, it was like, it saves you some time. It's like the ultimate life hack.
It's
I feel like so much of this stuff is
ultimate life hack.
Reminds me of life hacking when it was getting popular 20-ish years ago. And it was sort of, the joke was you'll spend 2 hours to figure out a shortcut to something that would just take you 5 minutes to do by hand, but you're want to spend the 2 hours to automate that process. It's come full circle with AI stuff.
It has. Yeah. I would imagine an individual app developer, instead of, trying to hire out or, automate these little components of a larger, bigger app. Now you can do a little bit of, chunks of your application in AI.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking one of the limitations, because I see another demo project, is a project dashboard generator, pulling data in. And Claude is sort of also, we've talked about MCP, where it can kind of use the AI and access other apps on the web and bring AI to them, things that don't necessarily have AI built into it. That would probably be the next phase of this, because I don't think it could pull outside data in yet. But then if it's like you could harness Claude to build an artifact, but then also access data that you connect to it.
Yes.
That's where it gets crazy.
Yeah, I think that's like a retriever augmentation generation, a RAG.
Yeah.
So that has to tie back into a database of some sort.
Yeah. One thing I was trying to do lately, and I hit a wall doing this, I'm surprised there still isn't a tool that does this yet, is I wanted to use one of the AI chatbots to look at a Google Doc and come up with some revisions, but then edit the Google Doc in the doc.
Oh.
And none of the tools will do that. They will yet. I'm sure this will eventually happen, but all of them can access the doc, pull the data in. But then I'm like, okay, thanks for the edit. Update the doc. It's like, oh,
sorry, dude.
I can't do that. You got to copy and paste it in. And I'm just, even Gemini.
Yeah.
Even Gemini, you know, which is built into Google.
Yeah.
Won't let you edit the doc with Gemini. It'll like give you updates, but then it's like, you got to copy it in.
There's permission issues all over the place.
Yeah. But eventually.
Yeah. The ChatGPTs of the world still live in this like island. It's still not connected to the rest of our lives.
I mean, I understand there's also a lot of risks with that of just
you think
unleashing it into the world, into all your docs, and be like, hey, change everything.
Where did all my docs go?
Yeah.
I rewrote everything since day one.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm cool with people build with that. If you have found any cool solutions with the Claude Artifacts, please let us know in the comments. So curious to see what is getting built in the world, especially in the video,
if
the video space.
If you're vibe coding and building apps, just share it in general. We'd love to see it.
Yeah. All right, next story from HeyGen. HeyGen, known for kind of creating those realistic avatars, talking avatars.
Not the James Cameron avatar, but
human avatars.
Yes.
So they launched, or are launching, it's in a private beta right now, a creative operating system.
Yeah. This kind of levels up from where they were, right? So previously, HeyGen avatar systems, you upload a script or an idea, and they have these realistic humans that you can pick from, or you can build your own, and then it animates the human with perfect lip sync, perfect hand gestures, or holding a product. And then you have your video, and then you go and edit that video, then post it on social and so on. It's supposed to sort of be replacing influencers, I guess, or augmenting them.
Or I think a lot of it is like, oh, you want to do internal videos on your team. You don't want to hire a person, or no one on your team wants to do it.
Yeah.
You don't have the budget for it. And hey, you can have this AI avatar read your script.
Now it seems like they're wrapping a whole bigger service on top of this video generation, avatar generation model, which is the COO creative operating system. And this reminds me eerily of what we talked about in the last episode with Meta's ad platform.
Yeah, similar idea. Yeah, this, I mean, it's a bit more, give us some scripts, give us a footage, and we'll generate the A-roll, add the B-roll where it makes sense, kind of do the editing and a lot of the fine polishing for you. Well, I don't know how polished it gets, but we'll do a lot of the creative for you. Yeah, the AI generator thing, I mean, that I'm curious how they differ and behave. I mean, also the Meta one probably you're probably stuck keeping those assets in Meta.
Yeah.
Whereas this is like, this is like, oh, you can generate it and you know, you have the assets to deploy however you want. Yeah, it also reminds me of Descript's Underlord feature, which is their version of give us some footage, kind of chatbot, tell us what you want, and we'll like edit it and trim out stuff for you.
You talked about Descript before. Yeah, exactly. And you know, it's funny that, and a lot of people will say this, not just me, is like, we thought when the AI revolution was coming, it was coming for the tedious stuff that nobody wants to do, but not the highest level of creativity and creative output. And that's what's happening first. Like, that's the first thing that's being augmented and potentially replaced. Yeah.
I mean, replaced. Also, you know, I wonder too, if a company is able to just generate a bunch more assets, it's like, this is the kind of stuff that's sort of just low bar, cheap to produce stuff that they either would have never hired someone to do it in the first place, or would have never had this much output in the first place.
Right.
And so it's just more of like additional things that exist in the world that just wouldn't have existed in the first place. Or is it replacing some jobs? It's probably going to be somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And look, this is not going to be, you know, end all be all. It's not going to like replace people, right? Like the quality still needs work. And we all know in the creative world, especially in the film and TV world, that 90% is just not good enough. You got that last
Yeah, in
10%
this
is the
world,
hardest.
Yes, yeah. In the UGC or in the like, we just need like different things to test on TikTok when we run our hundreds of ads.
Yeah.
Yeah, this will work for that.
I just worry that, are we going to be just inundated with AI generated avatars? The influencer stuff is already a ton. It's a lot to handle. Like Instagram is practically full of influencers. Now you add another million accounts or something like that of AI influencers, right? Like what does that do to...
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this before. I mean, I still think if the real human influencers, like it's not necessarily like I'm following an influencer because they're just talking about products all the time. It's like I'm following them because they like kind of have a shtick and they have sort of like a funny story, recurring story. Yeah, or it's like a setup, or it's like they kind of cover a topic, and then every now and then, they're on a sponsored trip, for cruise or something, and it's like sort of an ad. But I'm also kind of like, yeah, good for you. I'm glad you got that ad deal, like because I enjoy your stuff, and like, yeah,
love it.
Go, go make that bank.
Yeah, I guess I don't actively think about it, but my favorite YouTubers, the ones that I really follow closely, I follow them because of their personality. Yeah. I'll give you a good one. There's a colorist, DaVinci Resolve colorist by the name of Wakas Kazi.
Okay,
he's pretty big now. And, I could care less about his coloring. Like, I just love his personality, his content, and his color, no pun intended, on stuff. Yeah, so I guess AI won't be able to replace that bit.
Right. It still comes back. Right. Are we talking about real human or are we talking about this? Is it like, AI, sure, it'll replace the UGC looking things of just like, oh my God, like, you'll never believe, like I found this product type thing that are being pushed as paid ads. Yeah. But is that a character that you're going to follow? I mean, we know that will exist, and that does exist with like the little Michaela world already. But I don't think it's going to like just completely push out human influencers.
For sure. But the little Michaela personalities are so arduous to build over time. It takes a team, right? Versus somebody with genuine personality that is very magnetic. Like that's natural. That's going out on Instagram and YouTube, and that really is the value of that person.
Yeah. Anyways, coming back to HeyGen. Yeah, so it is a private beta, but I think the agentic AI editing stuff, we'll just see more of that. But yeah, it'll probably get you 80% of the way there, maybe. Someone on your team isn't a dedicated video editor. They're the marketing person who can now edit videos or put some stuff together.
And this is also where a lot of the money is just getting brand stories and brand products out there. So they're for sure developing stuff
tools
to monetize.
For e-com brands to help push out where they're like, they just need volume of stuff, of videos and content out there.
Correct.
Not necessarily quality. Okay, next story. So this is from Hunyuan called GameCraft. And this ties into an update-ish from like a week or two ago, which I don't think we talked about, but Runway entered the game world.
Cristobal, my bad. We'll talk about it on the next one. I know you're out there watching this show. We love you.
Yeah, thanks for retweeting the AI inside the AI studio clip.
You should come on the show, Cristobal.
Yeah, we'll get you on. Anyways, they launched Runway, not Hunyuan. Runway launched Game Worlds, which was sort of their first push into gaming, and it ties into the kind of real world model generative stuff that they've been doing. Yeah. But right now, the Game World that Runway launches sort of like it kind of generates a text-based game, but eventually it'll be like you can move around in a generated world in real time. Hunyuan already published something called GameCraft, which kind of already does that. Ish. And so the demo is moving around a generated virtual world in real time. Now it is just generating each frame, so I don't think it's a persistent world. So like if you travel forward and then loop back around, it's not going to be the same.
Oh, it's procedurally generating that space. It probably will hallucinate and not like recover the old world.
I think so. Like if you walk out of a building and then turn around, you might not see that building again. But it's generating stuff in real time in a 3D world, and they got samples of like Roman world, a car driving through a street.
Yeah, we're going to show the video here. I take the Chinese videos that come out with a grain of salt because there's a lot of wizardry under the hood to make this look as good as possible. Mm-hmm. Like we had that one volumetric solution, and then Jim Gadolta kind of exposed that there was like a real volumetric setup.
I mean, to be fair to them, it was in the paper.
Oh, okay.
It was he exposed all of the ex-hype guys saying that it was revolutionary. They weren't hiding it, but
they weren't hiding it. But come on, it wasn't clear.
Looking at an ex-hype post, and so I also am not looking at the actual paper, and so I could also be perpetuating a
but like
inaccurate version of this.
Just looking at like the boat going by the sea here, I mean, dude, this is right up Unity and Unreal territory, isn't it? Real-time rendering of a 3D environment for gaming usage, that's Unreal Engine. Like,
yeah,
either we see a big neural renderer adoption within Unreal Engine, and because you still need all of the packaging around Unreal, like the Epic Online services, game physics, logic decision trees, like you have to build a proper game engine. It's not enough to just have the visualization, right? Like there's the mechanics of the game that has to be built out. And either Unreal adopts technologies like this, or these guys build the bits and bobs that Unreal has had for a decade. But the future of gaming, I think for sure, is going to be neural rendering.
From the developer perspective or the gaming perspective? Like the user perspective, or probably both.
The user doesn't care what generates the beautiful, like if Cyberpunk 27.
But I'm saying, like, if you're a user, like I could see one different like genre of games where you're like, you want to explore some new world that doesn't exist, and you're a solo player and you're exploring, and this world's being generated on the fly based on what you want to explore. But then the other end of like Riot or games or whatever, developing a new game and using generative AI to help build the world, but then locking that world off so that when it ships out, same with what we've talked about with film, it ships out to users, everyone in a multiplayer sense is in that same physical world. And knows that same physical world.
It can't be a random draw of like, you can't just keep procedurally generating random stuff.
Right. I mean, that could be a new genre of games. This ties into what we've talked about with movies and stuff, where it's like, oh, does it make sense to like...
choose your own adventure.
Choose your own adventure, the movie that's just made for you that we talked about this more in an upcoming episode with an interview. But that it's like, how exciting or interesting is that if it's just like a movie just made for you that is only that only you care about.
Yeah, it's certainly unconventional, and I think it will have a little slice of the action, if you will. But gaming right now is a shared experience, right?
Yeah.
Like nobody games in a vacuum. When you sit down on your PS5, that's connecting to the internet. You sit down on your desktop, that's connecting to the internet. And for everybody to share in a game, that world has to be precisely engineered and replicated across all the gamers.
Right. So anyone that goes into this world, you're all in the same world.
Yeah, and that's what Unreal is really good at. Not just rendering the world, but making sure every player X is in the position A, player B is in position B, and so on. There's a coordination effort over the internet that has to happen. I'm saying like this is great as far as visuals go, but the bottom of the iceberg is the game mechanics. Right. So if they can figure that out, or if Unreal acquires these guys, because they've already got it figured it out, right? Like that is the future of gaming, is a hybrid between traditional game mechanics and neural rendering.
I could also see this being useful for virtual production stuff, because you could just give it an input image and tell it what you want. And so then if you can have that consistent virtual space, which I remember we saw some demos last year with, what's it called, World Model or World Labs, I think, where it's like you give it an image and it would build a faux-ish 3D model space that you could kind of move around and explore.
I have a hot take on virtual production.
Relevant in the next 5 years or whatever.
Virtual production is not going away. The combination of putting physical actors in virtual spaces is never going to go away. LED volumes will go away. What do you think?
And be replaced by either just any like a
real-time
empty space, and we're compositing and being able to,
like what Lightcraft is doing, but imagine an AI version of that.
Well, I mean, it's a very expensive selling point, but the selling point of LED is like, well, everyone can see what's happening, like the actors too, and that it's like that's the like level up from the green screen compositing world.
Also, the lighting, the reflections.
You do get the right.
Yeah.
Maybe there will be other solutions. Like we did see some demos at NAB with projection, where it's like, okay, you can kind of do the same effect,
right?
But for
at a fraction of the cost.
Less of the cost. You just roll in the big projector, blast it on the wall. You don't have to do the entire build of the LED wall.
Shout out to Ramiro and Chris.
Yes. Yeah. Awesome demo. So yeah, I mean, I think it'll probably be like a lot of things where it's like, yeah, maybe LED will just be reserved for the like top
ultra
tier
high budget movies. Yeah. But, and I think the world already has enough. And I think the numbers will continue to shrink until there's a steady state, like maybe 10 productions in the world at a time can use enormous volumes like the one at Studio Ulster or the one in Nanterre in LA, something like that. But for the rest of it, if Lightcraft or tools like that are good enough and even highly empowered by AI, then do you need the electricity, the real estate, the HVAC system of...
Well, what's also the deal with like just development of improvement of LED in general? Like, will it ever get to the point where like the panels can be way cheaper, way lighter, way less power?
Sure.
Like,
absolutely.
So could it,
that's
like,
our
could we have a curtain, green screenish curtain, but it's really just an LED curtain, you know, some futuristic like LED fabric?
I want to decouple the two things. So LED panels is a huge business, and it's only getting bigger because not just for live events and concerts, but now you have location-based installs, stuff like the Sphere. And then everything is getting a slapped on LED panel. You go to buildings in New York, they have LED panels on the side, right? Like, so that business is constantly growing. But the economics of film and TV production, as you know, I don't have to tell you this, is not looking good, and it's only going to be smaller and smaller. So the economics of that is just going to force some of the LED vendors, LED volume vendors, to pull out of that game.
Right. Or why spend so much focusing on building like high quality LED for the lighting?
For film and TV.
For the very specific needs of film and TV, when it's
because
like
you're only going to sell 10,000 units of it.
When it's like, well, if we could, we can make these cheaper if we don't care so much about that, because for displays and outdoor venues, the color science doesn't matter as much.
And that's exactly why you have like the Row BP2V2 panels, the Epson panels. Like, some of these premium elite panels are still 5-6 years old. Like, they haven't iterated on it because there just hasn't been enough revenue for these companies in the film and TV world. But they will build new panels that are more fire resistant, water resistant, because they're just going into more places.
Yeah, I mean, right. I'm just thinking like, is there just gonna be something that pops up that is so small, so much smaller, so much lighter, and that use expands beyond M&E too. Like anything, like any type of display that could just be cheaper and easy to put up and light and blend with the real world has value.
Yeah, for sure.
So like maybe something like that pops up in the next 5-10 years, and it's like, okay, well, LED is like so like as cheap as or slightly as cheap as a projector or something.
We're gonna see like almost like a slowdown of LED volumes, and then once new panel technology comes around, we're gonna see a resurgence almost.
That's my one theory.
Kind of like 3D TV, where the hype was over, and then all of a sudden, with Apple Vision Pro and everything, we're seeing a reemergence in stereoscopic stuff.
Slight reemergence, maybe.
Dude, they're dropping the AVP Air soon. Apple Vision Air, Mac rumor.
I mean, that is a rumor. I mean, we know something will be coming. What's the time frame on that?
Let me call Tim Cook.
Like, I don't think we're going to see anything this year, maybe not even next year. To your point, yes, I think real-time generation will be widely adapted. I still think there's value and everyone will be able to see what's happening, but unless it comes down drastically in cost.
Yeah.
Anyways, this is the tangent episode.
Yeah. Sorry, folks.
GameCraft.
We'll edit this out.
No, now we're leaving this in. All right, let's jump to the next one. So this one is not necessarily a new product, but I thought this was interesting. So Freepik is one of the sort of popular sites of kind of AI, all the AI tools in one spot, kind of like a good creator platform, a lot of tools to like edit images. You can call up whatever model you want. They had a model where it's like you kind of pay for a couple different tiers, and you would get a certain amount of credits, and whatever model you use uses different credits. And it's usually just a conversion of like how much it is to use the API, and they convert it into credits, blah, blah, blah. Freepik now just made an announcement where they are going to get rid of all the credit systems and just say unlimited image generation.
Wow, that's crazy.
So no matter what model you use, if you use the Freepik's built-in AI model, or if you use HeyGen, DALL-E, whatever other outside model, Flux,
all that.
No credit system, unlimited generations. If you're on one of the paid plans, they're like, having the credits limits creativity. It gets in your brain. I mean, I experience this where it's like, I got to use these. Is this worth like these credits to like test this idea out, or
it's like
create with it?
I spent $100 gives me 1,000 credits, but I might only just need 10 credits for this one test. So do I just leave the credits in there?
Or am I like, well, I don't want to keep like experimenting or messing with stuff if like my credits keep dwindling?
How are they doing this?
I'm guessing maybe it's some sort of Pareto thing where it's just like they looked at the data and maybe like 80% of the users are not using up all their credits, and so maybe it's like
socialism. It's credit socialism.
I mean, if someone takes advantage, or maybe a super user, will be offset by the people who like are more casual users.
But the super user paid for those credits.
Well, I mean, the super user starts using beyond what the paid credits are for. I mean, maybe they'll use a throttling system, because also the nice thing about Claude or ChatGPT, well, not necessarily Claude because there's no image generation, but ChatGPT, if you're making images on it, there's no credit system with the DALL-E images if you're making them through ChatGPT. So it's like nice because you just keep asking, you don't really think about the usage. But if you keep using it a lot, eventually it's like, oh, you've been using this a lot. You got to pause for a few hours. Like that's happened to me on Claude where it's like, oh, your usage is high. So maybe they'll do something where it's like, oh, if you're just like cranking stuff out.
I mean, they must have a low number of users because the sheer cost of infrastructure to support unlimited free generation is so high. It's so high, Joey.
Well, I think the thing is who's that, like how many people are actually going to like overly take advantage of that?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have a modest volume of people around the world. Like you're talking 10,000 images per minute around the world at any given minute. Just my guess. Like even that equates to, I don't know, $10,000 a minute on AWS or something like that. Right? Like who's paying? Here's my...
it's only for paid people on paid plans. So you have to already be paying Freepik.
So there is no free account
it's not free. No, that's crazy.
I thought they were giving it away.
No, you have to be on a paid plan. No, so their paid plans were normally like you pay X bucks a month, you get whatever, 10,000 credits.
Yeah.
Now they're saying no credit. Well, also to clarify too, I think this is only for images. So I think video you can't go on this and start cranking out VO3 videos.
Yeah, exponentially
that'd be
more
awesome,
expensive.
but you can't do that. Yeah. So I think there's still a credit system for videos. You have to be a paid user and only for images.
So this is like a Vegas buffet. You pay at the door.
Right. That's what I'm saying. If I think the people who are paying and are casual users are going to be offsetting the smaller number of people who are going to be the mega users.
Yeah.
And maybe if someone's like a crazy mega user, they'll throttle them or be like, oh, hey, you've made like 20,000 images in an hour. You got to stop. You got to slow down.
I get you. I mean, I don't know about you, but with me, I started making, I started using ChatGPT once every few days, and now it's every day, a few times a day. With image generation too, I noticed that my trend is upwards.
Yeah.
Like I generate more images just for random stuff, maybe to mess with some
friends. Do you think
friends.
you generate more when you don't have to think about like this is costing me X amount of credits?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I use ChatGPT to generate a lot.
They don't tell you, and they're not like, oh, you've been making too many images.
That's 8 credits. Yeah. Yeah. No.
So I think it's a cool, nice psychological change of feeling more open to just experimenting and creating.
Is Joaquin Abella the CEO of Freepik? It looks like they're a Spanish company.
He is the CEO of Freepik.
Joaquin, come to the show.
just
open invite.
Just make a supercut of every time Addy's just trying to recruit people on Twitter to come on the show.
No, you know what? I'm going to look back at this in 10 years, be like, see, I invited you. You never came on. And now we have Sam Altman sitting next to me.
So yeah, I think this is cool. And I'm curious if more companies will follow suit or like if this will shift with the credit model. Because pretty much everything. Every tool is like, you got to buy credits, you got to use the credits. This costs X amount of credits.
Yeah. Also, the Spanish government is actually really healthy with tech subsidizations and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like they're genuinely now really involved in making sure a lot of the virtual production initiatives, AI initiatives take off. It highly benefits the local population and economy. So maybe Freepik is kind of getting a little bit of money, a little bit of help. Which is fine.
Cool. I mean, startup programs exist all over the place.
Government-sponsored startup programs.
Yeah, most countries besides America. But yeah, there are. Yeah, every time I talk to people in other countries, and it's like, oh, I'm running my company. It's like, yeah, I got this grant from the government, you know, to help pay for stuff, and it's like, that's cool.
But it's funny that my guess is the most number of startups happen in America without any of that.
Well, we have the VC land. I mean, look, we also have SBA and we have some other programs, but
easy to get a loan here, easy to get investors here.
But those are loans that you still have to pay back. I feel like in other countries, there's like grants. Yeah. It's just like, here's money to go start, no strings attached. You don't have to pay us back. Yeah. We're not expecting a return. We just want you to make stuff.
Well, Studio Ulster is such a good example, like a multi-million-dollar VP stage in Northern Ireland. It's funded by the UK government.
Direct funding or like tax rebate type stuff?
No.
Because also we're big on the tax rebates.
I think it's direct funding.
Okay. Yeah. There
you go.
All right. Next up, Greyscale Labs Nano digital volumetric diffusion. So we saw this video popping around.
Yeah, this was on LinkedIn a couple weeks ago.
Yes. Or just, I don't know. I saw some of the clips. I don't think I fully wrapped my head around it. And then now I'm
this is really
awesome.
Cool.
It is I don't know, is it Just Resolve?
So the first thing it's doing is a depth map estimation, which AI models now are very good at doing that. And then using the depth map, it's able to determine where the light source is, and then on top of that, add diffusion, not image diffusion, but light diffusion that you see through smoke or through thick air and
like
stuff.
The Ridley Scott filter.
Yes. Now that I think about it, Gladiator was all this.
All of this. Alien. You ever watch the behind, I don't know if it was a commentary behind the scene of Alien, and they would say that they would have the fog machines on the set, but Ridley would not shoot until the fog perfectly sat. Yeah. And they would have to wait to roll camera until the fog just got just right.
Yeah, I bet the PA's Mr. Scott, we're ready to shoot. Not yet. More smoke. Why do I sound like Sean Connery? I don't know.
I don't know. You need to work on Ridley Scott.
He's British, right?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah, I was going to say, I don't really know what he sounds like.
I imagine Ridley Scott sounded like Sean Connery.
Anyways, it is like that. It can add volumetric diffuse, fog.
Yeah, and it's a Resolve plugin.
What's lighter than fog? Not smog. What's the other? There's another word for
volumetric fog?
No, isn't there another word that's not fog? It's like
atmospherics.
Like atmospheric haze. Haze, that's what I'm thinking of. You can adjust the haze to fog level, but the lighting works. They have demos of it sliding around the direction of the light.
Yeah, I gotta say, to the naked eye, this seems pretty legit. I see.
Yeah, it looks like they had a haze machine on set, and it was thick lighting.
But if you asked a Greg Fraser, Roger Deakins, these primo grade cinematographers, they're like, no, that looks nothing like what
also,
real smoke would do.
If you don't have a Greg Fraser budget and you're trying to shoot good looking stuff, and you didn't have enough money to have a huge spotlight or haze machine or the timing to let the haze sit just right, good solution. Yeah. And haze machines, a lot of times, as we know in VP stages, not a thing because of fire sprinklers and all types of systems. You can't have a smoke machine in there. So this could be a good post solution. I think it is just a Resolve plugin, and I don't know what the pricing is. It doesn't say. All right, next up. Higgsfield Soul. So Higgsfield, we talked about a bit. They started off with doing sort of pretty good looking pre-built camera movements, another kind of AI video generator model and tool. They've now launched still images called Higgsfield Soul. And these are sort of more trained specifically for in the fashion influencer space. So highly realistic looking AI generated photos. They could also you could blend it with product images and kind of get these product shots.
Looks pretty good to me. One of the first things I look at when I see AI generated people is skin. It looks like there's a lot of pore details, makeup details, imperfections like freckles and things like that. So yeah, it's definitely been trained on a lot of actual people.
Yeah, and it trained on these different fashion / advertising styles with these names. So bimbo core. So it's just a model, like Russian looking model in various situations. Gorp core, so outdoorsy photo shoots with Arc'teryx brand.
Interesting. So they even broke down the sub genre of influencer.
Because it says they have 50 curated presets of fashion grade realism.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so not just an image model, it's an image model targeting very specific types of images, types of use cases. Tokyo street style.
So it's definitely scraping Instagram data.
What are you talking about? Yeah. Y2K posters.
Hey, that
this is
looks
actually
really
amazing.
familiar to me.
This is
every movie poster from the 90s.
Is that the Matrix phone in green?
Somebody needs to buy that.
That is like two Nokia brick phones taped together, right?
Yes.
That was my very first phone.
Oh yeah, the 8720 or whatever,
the blue brick thing that they also sold the case for, but now everyone's like, what?
I still have mine. Next episode, I'm gonna pull it out.
All right, pull it out. I think mine is in a storage box somewhere.
Yes, so is mine.
So yeah, another kind of new image model, but also interesting that they're targeting very specific use cases.
So if you combine this with what we saw with HeyGen, the creative operating system, now you're starting to fill in the pieces of what an influencer's tool set is, tool chest.
I think we're going beyond influencer. It's this is your brand, and you need to look like you have a big influencer UGC campaign, now you could spin it up. I'll try to find the links. Maybe we talk about this in a future episode. But I've seen people showcase entire campaigns, photo, video campaigns for a fictional brand, and they're like, hey, this is a fictional coffee brand I just made up. Here are all the creative assets. It looks like a professional photo shoot. Did this. It looks like we got the girl pics hanging out in front of the coffee shop holding up the drinks, and none of it's real. It was all completely generated.
So crazy.
Yeah.
How fast this is happening. As an exercise, should we try denoised
Oh yeah, we should.
AI
Yeah, let's try.
avatar.
Yeah, let's try. Yeah, let's try like a denoise campaign or yeah, some. Yeah.
Which genre do you think we should go with?
Y2K.
Hell yeah.
No, we'll figure. So yeah, let's try to like maybe there could be like the denoised con, and we have a complete fake photo campaign, like as if we had like as if we had like a live stage recording, but you know, and people were there with their denoised swag, but like none of it's real.
Yeah, I think our limited viewership will go down to 0 after that. Guys, we don't want to lose you guys.
Our limited real viewership, but the AI viewership
will go through the roof.
In the latent space will be skyrocketing. Okay, next up, Spark 3D.
Yeah, so Spark SPAR 3D is a open white paper that a lot of other companies use to build 3D models in the past.
Like generative 3D models?
Yeah, so from image to 3D model. And I guess this is a level up from SPAR 3D, so with the extra C construction
right? So
3D.
Sparse representation and construction for high resolution 3D shapes modeling.
Yeah, it just seems like overall the big takeaway is that everything is just a higher poly count, higher resolution,
a lot
better
of detail.
Quality.
Yeah, one of the big issues with like generative 3D is you sometimes or a lot of times get like very blobby,
soft,
looking shapes. And the demos we're seeing here extremely sharp.
Yeah, you get what I call melted wax, melted candle.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's a good analogy.
This is awesome.
Yeah. It's a paper, you know, but I don't know when we'll see it in like an actual product, but
I'm sure very soon.
Good to keep on your radar.
Yeah, I know that in AI companies, researchers are actively reading white papers like literally every day. And it's just a matter of them pulling the algorithms in the white paper into a model.
Yeah.
And then testing out that model in the real world. So I think within weeks, we're going to see Spark 3D beta products out.
Yeah. All right. Next one, HiDream AI.
Yeah. So HiDream is it's a free generation app. It has a browser-based support. And a lot of people in the AI community like it because of high quality. And here,
so it's a text image generator?
Yeah, text to image. Text to image is still the bread and butter of a lot of generation. Even in video generation, I think if you get the imagery right, then you can feed that into video generation.
Yeah, it's still a lot of first frame. You need that first frame.
Yeah, and I think I talked about this before. Ultimately, the workflows that we settle on won't be text to anything. Like we're not going to prompt for much longer. We're only doing this now because this is a start, right? Ultimately, it's going to be, you know, generating a bunch of frames, bunch of images, and then having precise control over the video generation based on those images or frames. And what's really neat about it is at the very top, Joey, if you go to the top of the website, you can just generate right then and there. You don't need an account. You could literally go, type something in and look how fast and responsive this is. 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. So within 3 seconds, you have not just one, but several images.
Different styles. Yeah.
So if you're out there and you just need to generate something on the fly, this is not bad. And didn't ask for that.
Is this you?
Didn't ask for that. So look, you don't have to do a complex comfy UI workflow. You don't have to sign up for credits. If you're
this is their own model, like they developed their own model.
This is their own model, and I believe this is a Chinese model.
Okay,
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, pretty wild,
pretty good.
Yeah, some of these look pretty photorealistic, and then you could. Is there an API to access it if you wanted to? I saw there's a subscription thing on the bottom. Oh, the dev model is free to use. HiDream L1 full model requires credit. So the one I just played with was the lower model.
It's not the high quality model.
No, so it's even higher quality.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this thing is a sleeper. Not only people are obsessed with ChatGPT Midjourney because it's easy, right? It's integrated into the app. We talk about Midjourney a lot.
I mean, Runway is still pretty good for like with the references, and they did release an update to their image reference, the way they use it, and it's gotten a little bit better. But ChatGPT is still, I find, the best for like just giving it a variety of images and being like, you know, put this person here on like in this location, rotate the camera 45 degrees so we get a different perspective.
Yeah.
ChatGPT's just been really good at that.
I think because they have an internal prompt engineering step and they use their own LLM obviously for that. And I think that is the magic
like sauce. Everything being built by them.
They just know what the user wants and then turns it into the prompt that the image generation wants. Like there's a middle step that we don't see.
Yeah. Well, whatever they're doing, it works really well.
It works well.
Yeah.
And ChatGPT 5 is about to drop.
I saw some blurbs about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how mind-blowing that is.
All right, Doppl.
Doppl from Google. So what is this?
Yeah, so virtual try-ons is supposed to be a big money grab, a big commercial sector for generative AI. If you think about our interaction with the web, a big portion of that is fashion. Is you picking your outfit, buying something online, whether it's Amazon, whether it's, Lululemon, Nike, Adidas, like all these big brands are now online brands.
Yeah.
Physical stores are going away. So one of the biggest problems with apparels is returns. Because everything is online based, you're also returning a ton more than you would in a physical store. You're not trying stuff on. And I mean, these are billions of dollars that they have to worry about end of the year in returns. And they have to take returns. So to mitigate that, even if they spend a good chunk of their money on virtual try-ons, hopefully that shaves a lot of that billions of dollars of waste down. And Google knows this, Anthropic knows this, everybody knows this. So this is a hot,
as we keep coming back to, e-commerce is a very large market.
Way larger than ME. So Google introduced Doppl, which is an app, and I have it downloaded. So here we're gonna play back.
You'll see some Addy try-ons.
So yeah, I'm a big fan of
Addy Fit Check.
Should we post the clown outfit one? Maybe not. So yeah, here's one of me wearing a pink suit. Here's one of me wearing a Gucci Mane's outfit from an NBA game. I like that one with the long socks. All I did was I downloaded the app, I uploaded a picture of myself, and then I grabbed Gucci Mane's outfit from the web, uploaded that, and Google Doppl made not just an image of me, but a moving video of me so I could see how the fabric falls on me and how to fit.
But now, is the sizing accurate too? Like, because like that would be a big issue for returns. So you're like, oh, I want to see like how does this fit on me, and so the sizing of the actual item needs to figure out how does it actually match to.
That's the number one problem with virtual try-on
in real life.
Is like, what do you look like when you wear the size small versus the size large?
Yeah,
and like how much is it sagging?
Yeah, my issue too, especially with like guys and shirts, is like. Either with guys and shirts, t-shirts, it's the small, medium, large, but every company cuts them differently. And so like Lululemon, I can't wear the shirts because the sleeves, like it's built like it hooks on my shoulders a lot of the time.
You get the gun show, dude.
No, it's just the way they cut it here, where it's like kind of picks. It's just like the cut is just weird and it like picks up the whole shirt. But it's like an issue I have with like, just, how do they try the different shirts? But multiply that times.
Yeah, I don't think this is there yet. I'll tell you. Yeah, like. Yeah, I think we're just that beginning step where just putting the outfit on a person and then having generatively fill in their back and so on. Step 2 is going to be fabric physics, fabric fit and stuff like that. And step 3, I think, will be highly photoreal stuff. Like you can't tell that from like.
And the fit looks. Yeah. I mean, and this is an app like from Google, and you can kind of use it on photos of products in your camera roll. But if this was being deployed by like an e-commerce site, the issue too is just like, what is the generation cost for each of these? Yeah,
it'll definitely offset the returns at the end of the year. Like that's how much they're willing to spend this. This. Like if I can offset even 10% of that $1 billion, right? That'll pay for all of this.
Yeah. What do you think the cost is now if you were to like build a product to like generate?
Video generation is very expensive. You're talking $1 video typically.
Exactly, from someone just browsing around the site, and maybe they buy, maybe they don't. That's one of the challenges with these now. Because I mean, but to be fair, the video generation models will get more efficient, and perhaps because the stuff is running on a mobile phone, you don't need the high resolution. You can crop and make it vertical and save cost that way in the video generation. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you don't need to have a full 16:9 widescreen. Image.
And speaking of virtual try-ons, so AWS is no stranger to all of this. They have their own image generation model called Amazon Nova.
Does Amazon sell stuff? Do they have an e-commerce store? Are they interested in e-commerce?
I think it would just roll into Amazon.com. That was a joke.
That was a joke.
For a minute, I thought they launched the fashion label, and
you
Joey
just completely separated AWS from actual Amazon from their parent company.
They've won because that's exactly what they want you to do.
Anyway, sorry for my lame joke. So Amazon Nova Canvas, another virtual try-on.
Yeah, so Amazon Nova is the image generation model, and Nova Canvas is the virtual try-on on demand. So your brand can actually build on top of the AWS infrastructure and have virtual try-ons right now.
Right. And also I see in their demo video too, not just try-ons, but furniture, seeing furniture in your space.
Quality-wise, I think it's still...
Furniture's a bit easier.
Yeah, furniture's way easier.
Yeah.
Anatomy in humans is probably one of the hardest problems. But look, it just still looks very AI-ish to me. Like the quality is not as good as the Google Doppl product.
Yeah.
But because this is ready to go and scale, this is a far better proposition for brands.
Yeah, that's the advantage of AWS. If you're already, all your stuff's already on the platform, you can just tap into Bedrock and connect it to their other AI programs. And
most big brands already have AWS integration. Like they have teams that are already building on top of AWS. So for them to turn this on would be way, way easier.
Yeah, again, I'm curious what the cost is for like each time someone's trying out a new thing. Like how does that cost compute?
ChatGPT computes it really well. So you can prompt it like, hey, I want a video 1280/720, 30 seconds long at 100 videos per minute. How much is that going to cost on AWS? And ChatGPT gives you actual prices.
Oh, like getting a budget from ChatGPT to figure out what the... Yeah, all right. Yeah. All right, cool.
All right, what you got?
Last one that you sent over, Adobe Firefly sound effects generator. So, yeah, this one...
So Firefly, not to be slept on, is now including on top of video generation, image generation, a sound generation model where you can mimic something using your voice, because we're really good at ad-libbing with our voice.
You could either text prompt what you want, and then you could also drive it with your voice.
Yes.
Very cool for, because like I've gone through sound effects libraries, like thousands of sound effects, and you're looking and it's like, I mean, they're either pre-recorded, they're canned, and sometimes they don't always match up and you got to do a lot of massaging. So with this, it's like, I need something that sounds like this, but let me be a Foley artist and just like into the mic, just kind of
so intuitive,
mimic what I want.
So much control. I love this. Adobe's always so focused on how creators actually use it. Mm-hmm. And they know that text to sound is not going to be the thing. So, it's like I have a car going past the camera and I want to do
time to the actual video.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And put that in there as your voice, and then you'll get an actual car sound.
Yeah. And again, this ties into like, yes, there are Foley artists that do this, but that is also like top tier. Like it is like a regular creator cannot get a Foley artist with their awesome room and millions of props and supplies.
Yeah, and I don't think a Foley artist is interested in any of this because this is not high quality enough for like a Dune or a movie of that quality.
Generate a sound effect is probably just be an MP3 file. But for something you're making on the web, great solution. Great. Super cool. Yeah, I wonder how it does with like trailer kind of sound effects, like impacts and the risers.
The Christopher Nolan.
Yeah. Can you make the Interstellar sound effect on it? Not Interstellar, Inception sound effect. So that is our roundup and tangents for today. Links for everything we talked about, as usual, dnorspodcast.com, and also in the show notes, we'll have links to all of the apps and updates that we covered.
Thank you for all of the reviews we've gotten. We haven't gotten one in a couple of weeks, actually.
Yeah, so you can leave a review, please.
Yeah, and we'll shout you out.
All right, thanks, everyone. We'll catch you in the next episode.